Hi, I'm Heather Groom, and this is High on Utah. Today, we're doing a special edition. We're touring a very cool project called Terraine. It's right next to Daybreak, if you're familiar with that project in Utah, and it's going to be an amazing community. We're in the early stages. I think there's only like 2 families living here right now. And so I was able to tour the project a little bit, and I wanted to come back and show all of my friends and family what's going on out here. So today I have Brenda, who's an ambassador at Terraine and at the Shed, and it's this cool building that we're in right now. And I'll have her tell you a little bit more about it.
Yeah, thank you so much. And we're so glad to have you out. And welcome to the Shed. This is our community outfitter, our gathering space, and our cafe, like Heather mentioned. This is a place where we host events for residents and people who just want to explore the community. We also have this cute little outfitter back here with things that fit in with our community. We really just want to speak to the beautiful outdoors in Utah and show people that, yeah, we can have outdoor recreation all year round.
Well, and we've had a lot of questions. A lot of times I have clients that are moving here from other states. And first of all, they usually move because of the outdoors. They love the mountains. They love our trails. But a lot of times they're asking me, why don't we have developments that have some of those more like the trails and amenities all incorporated in. Yeah. And so that's one of the things that they're actually looking for. So when I came out here, I was really impressed because it's just kind of its own little gathering place, and it will be thousands of doors, if I remember right.
We're going to be right in the 2,800 range.
Yep, 2,800 doors. So places, and I love that there'll be like a pool, a little mini library, there's hiking trails, a little amphitheater. So it's only, by the way, about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes from the airport.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. It is on the west side, and we joke around that it's on the very west side. But it is beautiful out here, the hills and everything. So maybe tell us a little bit more about this building that we're in. I love how it's decorated and the shed and kind of what this place is going to be.
Sure. Well, we really wanted to speak to the original owners of this property. They ranched and farmed on this land for years and years and years. They were excellent stewards of the land, and we really wanted to emphasize that as well throughout the community. So the Shed is really kind of a throwback to community gathering spaces and really having a place where residents can come and just relax and feel at home. We have this beautiful fireplace over here and the bistro, or our cafe, and it's just a welcoming place to be. We host events here and just want to invite everybody out. And to go along with the outdoors, this building has so much natural light in it, and there's a huge door that we can open and let the outdoors in. But along with what you were saying, my favorite thing about the community is 1/3 of our space, 1/3 of our neighborhoods are dedicated to open space. So out of the whole community, 1/3 of it is open space for hiking and biking.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
And I love that because it just kind of keeps and preserves what people are looking for when they move here.
Yeah.
And one of the things we were talking about earlier is I think that sometimes people have had the tendency that as soon as like after fall hits, then they don't do anything. We kind of get hermit-like qualities and we stay indoors too much. And you know, I was over in Denmark a few years ago, and, you know, everybody's outside, even in January, you know, they're biking, they've got their gear on. And we joked around and I said, I think I just have the wrong gear, you know, because I think maybe I just don't have the right outfits or something.
They say that in Germany too. There's no bad weather. There's just
bad clothing.
Yeah, just bad clothing.
I had a tour guide told me that once. He said that exact thing. And I had to think about it. And I was like, that is actually probably true because I'm not prepared. But it is great. And really, we could be outdoors for most of the year. There's a few days, obviously not so much. But it's so exciting, and I love how this is all coming together. So thanks for having us over today.
You're
and
welcome.
We're going to be doing a little tour of a lot of different places over here in Terraine. It's kind of just so exciting to see this getting started and being built out. So thanks so much, Brenda.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I'm sitting here at Terraine and talking with my friend Rachel. We met a few weeks ago at an event out here, and I had never seen Terraine or really heard of it. So I had driven by and I saw actually a lot of construction going on.
Yeah.
So I am excited to be here today with her and talk with her a little bit about the development and also basically what is going on out here. And maybe you could tell us about what makes it very unique.
Yes. So Brenda already told you a lot about the community, but I will chime in with more of our perspective as the developer. So we wanted to build a really cohesive community. And since we're nestled in these beautiful foothills of the Ochre Mountains, we really wanted to go with the mountain town vibe. Think Telluride or Park City.
Right.
You know, we wanted to leave the foothills intact and not grade them out. So we've really built down below and kept the foothills there. And we're leaving 30 to 35% of the community as dedicated open space, which we're really passionate about because the family that lived here for many, many years and took care of the land was the Wood family. And they were great stewards of the land, and we want to carry on that tradition.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And they even have a little apple orchard. We were just walking through it.
Yes.
And just some really cool public space areas. That's what I've noticed. And even this building, maybe tell us a little bit. You called this the Lantern.
Yeah, so we just walked through the Central Meadow, which you mentioned, and there's a huge table there where residents can come and just have a picnic or reserve it to have like a family party there. And there's an orchard with different fruit trees that throughout the year we can tell residents to come, hey, peaches are ready, go pick your peaches, and make it like a community activity. Yeah, and this is the library lantern. We plan to have lanterns spread throughout the community. They're all going to be a little different. This is our first one, and it's kind of like a greenhouse building, and people can come in again and have family dinners or a game night with their friends. It's really just different gathering spaces for people to come meet together in the community or bring their family and friends out and use the space. And the future lanterns, we're going to let the residents kind of help dictate what they are. We know one may be like near the community gardens that are coming, so it may have like gardening tools and things like that.
Okay.
But then we're going to do a lot of co-creation with our residents and let them weigh in on what the different lanterns are going to be.
Oh, that's really fun.
Yeah.
So those are not set yet. I mean, as far as the location is set.
Yeah, we know the
kind
location.
Of the theme.
Yeah, exactly.
And now, will there be swimming pools out here? And tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so at the end of the Central Meadow that we just walked through will be our first pool, which is design is complete right now. And it's going to start under construction, I think, in the fall. So it should be ready for swimming season next year.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
And is it an outdoor pool then?
Outdoor.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And will there be more than one pool in the
There
development?
will be. In the future, there will be a second pool. Just that will come in later phases. But yeah, this one should be done next year.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
And then I was walking around and there's an amphitheater also. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes. So the Grange is our community building that's coming next. And the amphitheater will be behind it. You can kind of see it right now, tucked into the mountains. It's naturally there. And the community building will be for residents to book for like club meetings or for our HOA meetings, things like that. You can have exercise classes in there. It's just another big space for the community to use. And then as you can see behind the amphitheater, there's a trail. We call it the Wood Trail because the Wood family is who owned this property for many years, and it's wood stairs.
Yeah.
So we thought the name was fitting, but it's going to be a fun little trail people can walk up and get great views.
And there's biking trails also in here, right? So people, you're kind of encouraging people to walk, bike.
Oh yes, it's a very walkable community, and really to just embrace landscape and nature and get outside. And so instead of having a big huge backyard with tons of grass, it's like, no, get out in nature, use the foothills, like go play, let kids be kids in nature.
Ah, that's so great, because I do get a lot of questions just, with people that, are moving here from other states, and they want to live close enough to the airport. First of all, they want to live close enough to retail, but they still want a little bit of what brought them here in the first place. So they want, trails, they want these amenities. And we haven't over the last few years had a lot of developments that have really great amenities like that, or that are trying to be a little more, like, I call it self-sufficient, as far as just being able to stay in the development and, and be able to still enjoy things, but also be at home and see your neighbors and plan events. Thanks so much for being here today. Well, we're sitting here today with Tim Sweat with Ivory Homes. He's one of my partner agents that I work with a lot, and we love this project, Terraine. And so we've been talking about Terraine today, and I thought it'd be good to come in and, see the model home and talk with you a little bit about the project and what Ivory's doing out here. So welcome to my podcast, and I'm excited to talk with you a little bit about it. So Tim's also been the expert on Daybreak, which, as we've mentioned, it's right next door to Terraine. So maybe I'll just kind of turn it over to you and tell us a little bit about what you're working on out here.
Yeah, well, obviously Daybreak, having been out there for 15 years, I have a little idea of kind of the livelihood and the culture and the traditions that are out there. But Terraine's an exciting project because it's kind of a 2,800 home project as opposed to 20,000 home. So a lot of people like the idea of
it's smaller. Okay, so 2,800
smaller.
Doors versus 20,000. It still is probably, what do you think, about an 8-year project, 10-year project? Probably about 10?
So at least they say 10 to 15.
10 to 15, okay.
So, but it's still going to have, Ivory's going to have all the different product types in here. So
Okay.
we'll have the townhomes, the cottages, your move-up homes, and then your really nice homes that will be around the temple.
Well, and I love this one. So this is a 1-bedroom. Is that correct? Is this a 1-bedroom right now?
Yeah, most of them will be 1-bedroom with this potential 2nd bedroom, and some of them will have the basement finish with the 2nd bedroom, and then the other unit next door will have it too right off the bat.
Wow. And these are in the 300s? Is that what
394
Wow.
is where, and 399 is where the 1 and 2 bedrooms will end
Okay.
with upgrades.
That's great. So very affordable. We're only about 20 minutes also to the airport. We're on what we're going to call the West Bench. I was just learning about that this morning. So we're going to call it the West Bench instead of the West Side. But it's very pretty out here. You've got these rolling hills. I'm excited because I do a lot of work with Ivory Homes. They build a great quality home, very affordable as well. And so will they already be built out? Will people buy them and I always get this question, like, will they already be spec'd out? Like as far as like the flooring's chosen and the, cabinet colors and things like that?
I think we'll have a good variety. We'll have pre-sale opportunities, especially as we get into the single family. There'll definitely be more so.
Okay.
Townhomes, I would say, are probably just going to have so many of them, but with different colors, and they'll just all be upgraded. So if there's a certain color combination people like, we can usually find that. So they won't really feel like they need to customize those.
You're right.
But the single family for sure.
Well, and one of the things people don't realize is that a lot of times, they say, oh, I want to pick my own colors or I want to do whatever. And studies have shown that actually people are more happy when they get to choose it when it's kind of already done. So they usually like this package option where it's like, oh, this is the lighter color package, or here's one with like darker cabinets or painted cabinets. And so because they have a designer that comes through and actually puts it all together. And so a lot of people are actually really happy with that model. So we have kind of these, you'll have some quick move-ins is what we usually call these, or kind of ones that maybe are like 1-2 months out or something, or maybe ready to go. And then you'll have more custom, right? So you'll have some, what are some of the lot sizes even that you'll have in here?
So we're still nailing down like the details as far as on the lots itself, but there will be lots big enough that will have 3-car garages.
Okay.
Homes that are over 5,000
square feet.
Over 5,000 square foot size homes. So I mean,
Right.
they'll all be pretty decent size.
Okay.
As far as, so obviously with Terraine, a third of the neighborhood being open space, most people coming here are not looking for a large yard, but they want a lot of private space that they can kind of hang out in, but then have all the walking space.
Well, and I always call it, they want the space they don't have to maintain, right?
Yeah.
Because
Everybody
that's
wants
what
space,
I want.
but nobody wants to really take care of it.
Yeah, I call it the less brain damage, or like, easy button type of space and living. And so we just walked down this middle corridor. I can't remember what they called this. Is it meadow or something? But this little meadow walk. And really pretty. They had little apple trees and orchard thing, kind of like fruit trees. So that'll be fun for the community. I love that a third of it is open space, because I've worked with a lot of communities that say that at the beginning and then actually later kind of pivot and say, actually, we're going to kind of, build out more and more. And, and then it doesn't look like the same project. So I love that they're so committed to those things right now. And just kind of keeping it this open neighborhood feel, which is nice because not everybody has to maintain a huge yard. It's like I get clients a lot of times that are telling me, they're looking to downsize, but a lot of times what I think is interesting is they don't necessarily want to downsize the house. They end up wanting to downsize the yard.
Mm-hmm. They really want to just simplify.
That's a good way to put it. They want to simplify their life and just like have places where they can walk with their grandkids, meet friends, neighbors, have some interesting areas. But really, overall, they're like, you know what? I don't want to spend my Saturday mowing the lawn anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and paying and doing all of the, repairs or things needed associated with that as well. So I'm really excited about this project. Ivory's going to be here for a long time. They're kind of the main builder in Terraine as well. And so we're going to be seeing Tim a little more often, and maybe we'll be back to see some of your other products as they get built. But right now, Terraine's kind of in the early stages, so it's really exciting. There's a lot going on. And when are you selling units right now, like homes right now?
Yeah, the townhomes.
Okay.
They'll be finishing in August, but as far as we just released pricing a few weeks ago.
That's awesome. So it's kind of fun to be out here in the early stages because this whole area is going to look so different really quickly. It's just interesting even driving around. There's so many trucks and, just all the construction vibe going on. But this is really the best time, to buy because you're going to get early pricing as well. And so it's a great way to pick up equity. Yeah. And so I'm glad you're on today. It's good to see you, my friend. And we'll be back out here again talking to Tim and talking about different homes as they get released. So thanks so much for joining today. Contact me if you'd like more information on Terraine. There's several builders out here and different model homes even. There's kind of a row of model homes that we can walk together. So definitely reach out to me and we'll talk again soon. Thanks.